Well, hi, and welcome back to the channel. So we had some rain this week in Sydney, and as you probably know, anytime it rains, photographers go and search for good waterfall. So this week I think we found an absolute beauty, and one I'd never been to before, up in the Blue Mountains, Empress Falls. Let's get into it. Okay, well, we are back after a very long 4 months in lockdown in Sydney, of course. We're finally back out and about, and we've had a little bit of rain this week. So what we've done is, normally after rain, photographers go shooting waterfalls, right? So we know there's a bit of water around, so we've come down to an area called Empress Falls. Now this is up in the Blue Mountains. It's in quite near the sort of Three Sisters, 10 minutes drive from the Three Sisters, in a suburb called Wentworth Falls. So quite a lot of falls around this area, a lot of cliffs, and even on the way down we've passed about 3 waterfalls on the way down. So, but isn't this absolutely spectacular? There's actually a bit of a gully at the very top of the falls, so I've tried to capture that in the frame. And then you've got this water cascading down. There's a pool just on top of this lip here in front of me, a little pool here, and lo and behold there's a tree sitting right in front of the camera. It's almost as if someone just put it there as a leading line into the falls. So I've managed to set the camera up a little bit lower to try and capture this tree as well. I've done a shot for the foreground because there's quite a distance between front and back here. So I've done a shot for the foreground, and I'm now taking a shot of the main falls themselves. I'm using about 0.6 shutter speed as my shutter speed. I like 0.6 because it gives that little bit of definition in the water. So I'm just going to take that shot for the main falls themselves. So there's that shot now. Amazing. What an amazing place. 300,000 steps to get down here, and another 300,000 to get back up, I'm sure. So we might be calling the rescue helicopter halfway. But let's take a look at this for the first shot of the day and see how this one turned out. Okay, so as you know, half the time the best shot is available when you get in the water. So right now I'm in the water here. I'm wearing spikes because the rocks around here are really slippery. I'm here with a couple of guys today. One's already had a fall. So if you come down here, my advice: wear spikes. Bring them with you. So what I've done is I've set the camera down really quite low here because this log is just too good not to take advantage of. I've taken a foreground shot because some of the texture close to the camera here is just really nice. I've done the foreground shot, and now I'm doing the background shot, and I've done this one in a landscape mode. So the previous shot was portrait mode. I've done this one in landscape, so I've got a rock on either side of this leading line, sort of filling up the corners of the frame, the log taking us in, and then the main falls as the subjects of the shot. So right now I'm focused on this big rock in front of us here, the ledge, the plateau. And I'm at 0.6 of a second. I'm at f5.6, ISO 50, getting that shot now. We've actually got some nice light just happening on the falls as well right now. So we might even get a little bit of dappled light in this shot as well. Absolutely stunning. Okay, here we go. Shot's done. Let's check this one out. Okay, so I've literally moved 10 feet to the right, and the reason why is because I noticed that this rock right in front here is a really nice little foreground subject with the log coming in from the left of the frame, and then there's a dry patch in the rocky platform right in front of me, and that dry patch is actually pointing into the center of the frame. So it kind of gives us these 2 leading lines converging on the main fall. So I've already done the foreground shot, and I did my little cheat where I put my finger in front of the camera to to show me where my next shot will be. That means when I get to Lightroom, I can sift through the shots, find the one where I'm pointing at the rock. I know the next shot is of the rock then. And now I'm doing the main falls. I've decided to do this one as a longer exposure. So I'm setting at f16 right now, and I'm shooting a 6-second exposure. I've spun my polarizer to give me some nice light on the falls, because we've got some nice light happening up on the cliff face right now. So a 6-second shot is going to make that water a little bit more silky smooth. It's a different kind of look from the textured water. So let's put these two together and let's see how these came out. Check it out. Okay, so what I've done now is I've come all the way forward now, so I'm actually up on the that little plateau where I said there was a pool. So I've taken the camera in a portrait mode here. I've got the pool in the bottom of the shot, and really what I'm trying to capture here is the falls coming down from the gully up top, cascading all the way down the rocks here and into the pool. So I'm going to do two types of shot here. I'm going to do one which is my usual 0.6 of a second, try and capture that texture in the water, obviously with the falls dead center in the shot. I've set it up as a 0.6 of a second. I'll just check my histogram because I just want to make sure there's nothing in the shot that's blown out here. So my histogram is telling me that about an f8 aperture is about right to make sure there's no blown out texture in the shot. So here we go with the first shot, f8, 0.6 of a second, and you can see how quickly that shot was taken there. I've spun the polarizer just to give me enough light on there. It's not full on or full off, it's sort of halfway the polarizer. So it's actually giving me some really nice shot, some light on the shot. So for the first shot here, let's check this one out, and then I'm going to do a long exposure with silky smooth water. We'll try that as well. Check this first one out. Right, so that was a shorter exposure, 0.6 of a second. And what I've done now is I just want to try and get this with a little bit more of a silky smooth look, so I'm drawing a longer exposure. When I say a long exposure, it's only 2.5 seconds, and I've closed all the way down to f16. I could go further, but I always feel f16 is the limit of where I like to take the lens. What you need to do as well when you're here is wipe the front of the lens, because there's so much spray around. You have to make sure that you're not getting spray on the shot, of course. So I'm going to give it a quick wipe, and then we're going to take that shot. So the wipe on the front of the lens, take the shot, 2.5 seconds, f16, ISO 50. Let's have a look at this one as well. Just another day in the Blue Mountains. So what we've actually done here is just come down a few extra steps from where Empress Falls is, and you come across Sylvia Falls. Absolutely gorgeous. There's kind of two waterfalls happening here. There's the main sort of cascade down the rock here, but there's also this lovely waterfall trailing down on the left hand side as well. So I've just set up front and center here. I've got a little pool in front. I'm taking a 1 second shot here, just to try and get a little bit of silkiness to the water. So let's check this shot out. Well, there it is, Empress Falls, down in the suburb of Wentworth Falls. So you've got Wentworth Falls, you've got Lura, and you've got Katoomba, all in the same sort of vicinity of each other in the Blue Mountains there, about an hour and a half west of Sydney. Absolutely spectacular. We were just talking to a lady that was out doing a walk, and she was saying she's been doing her hair dozens of times, she's a local, and she's never seen this amount of water come over the falls. So I guess we maybe got lucky today. It has been raining through the week, so we knew there'd be some water around some of the waterfalls in the mountains, and my goodness, it's absolutely gorgeous. Also, as you saw, went down to Sylvia Falls. Sylvia Falls is only a 2-minute walk past here. If you keep winding down, follow the steps down, you'll add another 500 steps to your climb back up. So we got an extra 500 on top of the 300,000 we have to go back up. But Sylvia Falls is lovely, really nice little fall, very photogenic. And very popular. There's been lots of people around today. So in fact, we've just met a couple that are, as I speak, starting to get undressed because they're going in for a swim. Now it's -3 in there, so I'm kidding, but it is cold. It's I think the air temperature today is about 7 degrees, so the water's probably a lot warmer than the air temperature, but it looks like a lot of fun. A lot of people do abseiling down this waterfall as well. There's a path down through the gully at the top. So it's a popular place. I thoroughly recommend it if you have the opportunity to come here. So if you like the shots, give it a thumbs up, helps the channel. Just down here, thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content. There's lots more coming. We're all out of lockdown in Sydney now, so we're back out shooting again, thank goodness. So that's it, we're done for the day, heading off for coffee and back to Sydney. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers. ended up at the bottom of the cliff. And I know now that I can take that shot, and when I get to Lightroom, the very next shot. Okay, let's start that again.